And I want to tell you that we're here today with an arrest of a suspect, and thanks to the community that came forward. This morning, I was out asking for tips. We received tips, a plethora of tips that came through. And because of those tips, we were able to charge Tyree Stephen Phillips, 22-year-old, with second-degree murder with a firearm. And that's possible because of the community coming forward and assisting us in this investigation. I want to give you a little clearer picture now that we have a little more details. Our victim count is at 18. We have 2 deceased, a 14-year-old and a 22-year-old. Of those, 15 were shot and 1 other had serious injuries. I've spoken with the families of both of the deceased victims, and my heart goes out to the families and their extended families. This is extremely tragic, but the families all told me that they're so appreciative of the work of the police and that they want justice, and they're appreciative of the community coming forward and providing the tips that helped us place those charges today. I want to thank the agencies that have assisted us in this investigation, the FBI, the ATF, the FDLE, and the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. But before I step back and let the mayor speak, I want you to know that what happened is completely unacceptable, and the Tampa Police Department is not going to tolerate it. We make arrests quickly. We have a sense of urgency. And if you're going to be out there with a gun, you're going to pay for it. You have not only the Tampa Police Department, but you have all of our stakeholders, federal, state, and local, that are out here that are going to hold all of those accountable for any senseless act of violence. Now I'd like to introduce the mayor. Mayor.
Thank you, Chief Burkall. As we all know, Tampa is one of the safest cities in the nation, and we are often on the news, both locally, nationally, and internationally, about all the wonderful things that are happening in our community. Unfortunately, this morning, we were on the national news about yet another shooting in our country. Shooting where individuals had a dispute and decided to end that dispute with firearms. So now we have lives that have been lost and other lives that have been permanently altered. We have got to say as a country that enough is enough. We can't just come back to the microphones day after day and give our sincere, heartfelt condolences to the victims of firearm violence. We as a country have got to make decisions. The vast majority of Americans support responsible firearm ownership. They also support reasonable regulations. We've got to have those difficult decisions, or we're going to come back to this position each and every day. And we're better than that as a country, and we're better than that as a community here in the city of Tampa. I'd like to have the state attorney, Susie Lopez, come up and make some comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. The state attorney's office is working side by side with our law enforcement partners to hold the wrongdoers accountable for this morning's despicable and horrific acts of gun violence on 7th Avenue in historic Ybor City. We will assist in the investigation and stand ready to vigorously prosecute anyone who resorts to senseless gun violence and harms our community. I want to thank the police and the brave community members who acted so quickly to save lives this morning. We also want to thank our mayor for her leadership and commitment to keeping our community safe. Last, we implore anyone who has any information about the events of this morning to contact law enforcement immediately. Together, our community will get through this stronger, but we must work together. Thank you.
18 total. Any questions?
Suspect of the shooter
One more time, louder.
Is this the only shooter you also looking at suspects over?
We are looking into that's part of the investigation. We have a lot of great camera footage to put out, and actually talking about citizens, Tip 411 was a great resource where we've received camera footage to look at. So we're definitely looking at potential other shooters involved. That's what we're looking at as part of the investigation.
Will you repeat the name of the shooter and say, please?
Tyree Stephen Phillips, 22-year-old. Early indications it was a dispute between the two, and then that dispute grew. So you look at this is a senseless act of violence over a dispute. Yeah, again, the number of officers isn't the problem. It's isolated dispute between two people that turned into a gun violence when it shouldn't have done that. And that's where the community comes in. You know, we say it too often, and sometimes I think it gets too commonplace and forgot. See something, say something applies to anywhere. You could be in a mall. You could be in a movie theater. You could be in Ybor. Wherever you see something suspicious, you need to let us know immediately. Part of our investigation.
Question for clarity. The predecessor not one more tweet this morning. Nothing irresponsible folks that come over the track trying to go Ybor Reserve's way. Some of these business their responsibilities to be private government should actually
Ybor City is a very safe area within the city of Tampa. And as I said before, the city of Tampa is one of the safest our size in the nation. Ybor City is one of our historical landmarks. It's known for culture, education, great restaurants, entertainment. I don't know that the entertainment venues are an issue in that particular area. I know that a lot of the business owners have stepped forward to do what they can to make Ybor safer. It is just these particular incidents. If you look at the overall crime rate in Ybor City, it is very, very low. It's just unfortunate that these late night, early morning incidents are occurring where you have disputes that in the past may have been settled in a verbal argument and at the very worst, a physical fight, and now people aren't hesitating to pull out guns and shoot, and not only kill innocent individuals, but hurt bystanders as well.
Chief, has the firearm the suspect who's been recovered from
Yeah, we'll provide you the details on the guns. We know that one wasn't stolen and one was stolen. Both handguns, yes. I'm sorry? We have both guns in custody now. No, two separate people. No, it's a great question. Officers were there. They heard it. Within seconds, they're running after people. So they're there. Those officers are right there.
It's hard to understand that 14-year-old is one of the victims in the middle of the night.
Yeah, clearly there is no place a 14-year-old should be at 3 o'clock in the morning. And that doesn't matter if it's Ybor or that's, some other place. I can't find anywhere that I would want a 14-year-old out at 3 o'clock in the morning. Tampa General, St. Joe's, and Advent Health. A good majority of them have already been released from the hospital. The last time I heard, there was 5 still left, and they were not serious, not life-threatening injuries. It should be at that point where it's almost open now, if it's not already.
There's always a fear that something exactly happened in this area. What's just the one thing that perceiving to such a difficult time?
Well, one of the things I would like our community to know again is that Tampa is a very, very safe community. And the reason that we're so safe is in large part due to the fine police department that we have, but also it comes down to the relationship, the collaboration between our citizens and the police department, working hand in hand to make sure our community stays safe. But with that said, I go back to the responsibility. This is each and every one of our responsibilities. We have an incredible police department. We have no issue hiring the best officers in the nation. We are up to strength. We have a great officer to citizen ratio, but the police department can't do it all by themselves. We have to look to the responsibility of individuals that knew that those people were carrying guns in Ybor City last night. They could have walked up to any one of those 50-some officers and let them know that. Looking at responsible gun ownership, not leaving weapons in your unlocked cars. All the way around, we have to address this from so many different avenues to ensure these types of things don't occur in our community.
We're going to send all that out to you guys very shortly.
One more time. We're looking through that canvassing of all the video to determine that at this point. It's part of our ongoing investigation. I do want to make it very clear that we do not tolerate this, and we are tough on crime. To have a shooting like this and charge somebody with second-degree murder with a firearm in that short time of a period demonstrates that. And with the assistance of our state attorney and our agencies out there, if you're going to commit a crime in Tampa, then you're going to pay for it and you're going to get charged. And this is a clear example of that. He gave a statement which was conflicting to evidence that was brought forth by witnesses and committee members, which led to us being able to charge him.